The Legislative Branch, written by Marina N. Levin. What is the legislative branch of the United States government? And what are some things members of this branch do? Introduction. The legislative branch of the United States government is called Congress. It is made up of the Senate and the House of Representatives. Senators and representatives speak for the American people in the U.S. government. They write and change the laws for the country. They also have other important jobs. The U.S. Constitution. The Constitution, adopted in 1788, breaks up the U.S. government into 3 parts. The President is in charge of the executive branch. The Senate and the House of the Representatives make the legislative branch, and the judicial branch runs the Supreme Court and the U.S. court system. The different parts sometimes work together and sometimes disagree. How Congress works. Senate and the House of the Representatives have different numbers of members. The House of the Representatives has 435 members. Each member is elected to a 2-year term. Members of the House are divided among the 50 states. How many people live in each state of California has more people than any other state. It is more representatives in the House. Some states only have one. 100 senators make up to the Senate. The senators are elected to a 6-year term. Each state has 2 senators. It does not matter how many people live in the state. How a bill becomes law. It takes many steps to make a new law. The first step is to write a bill. Anyone can do this, even people who do not work in the government. Next, and the member of Congress bring the bill to the Senate. The House above then small group of senators or representatives meet to talk about the bill. The job is to decide whether the bill should go to the full senators or House. The group of research about the bill. They meet with 2 people who know a lot about the topic of the bill. They make changes to the bill based on their research. Then the group votes. If most of the group votes for the bill, is moved on. A date is chosen for the Senate or House to talk about it. Important bills are talked about right away. Many never get talked about at all. When the bill's date comes up, the full Senate or House talks about the bill. Its members make changes to it. Then they vote. If one of them votes for it, the bill moves to the other part of the Congress. Then that part of the Congress talks about the bills and makes changes to it. Both parts of the Congress must vote for the same bill. If it passes both votes, it goes to the President. Once the President signs the bill, it becomes a law. If the President does not sign it, it becomes a law after 10 days. The President can also veto or reject the bill. Usually, the bill is no longer talked about after that. However, if 2/3 of the parts of the Congress vote for it, the bill becomes a law anyway. What the members of the Congress do. Members of Congress are very busy. Here is a talk about some parts of their work. Speeches. Unless a time limit has been set, senators can usually talk about a bill for as long as they like. Often, a few senators talk about a bill. Other senators are busy in working groups or in the office. Light and the bells tell senators when it's time to vote. Since there are so many representatives, rules limit now how long they can talk about a bill. Rules also limit the number of the changes that can be made to a bill in the House. Getting elected. Members of the Congress spend a lot of time in raising the money for election campaigns. They spend money on ads, travel, posters, stickers, and stamps to get elected and stay in their positions. Since representatives only serve a 2-year term, fundraising is really important for them. Okay. Representatives might spend half of their day trying to get people's support. They make phone calls and give speeches and interviews. They talk about what they have done and what they plan to do to help the people they represent. Conclusion. A legislative branch is an important part of the U.S. government. Senators and representatives write or change laws. They make sure the voices of the American people are heard of the government. Let's see. Each step has 5. Yes, sir. Let's see.
Ah, close.
What? Congress.
Ah, close.